What's going on everyone, my name is Ollelito and today we have a brand new video on the channel where I will be showing you guys the best sheep starter team on EAFC 24. There will be some crazy players in here, I promise you. And we've been talking about this on TikTok, on Instagram, because I'm posting a bit of reels and TikTok videos in general, showcasing you the sheep beasts and everything. So if you're not following me on TikTok or Instagram, the link is in the description. You will be missing a few kind of small tips and tricks there if you're not following, so please do so. Let's just jump right into the video where I will showcase you guys, in my opinion, the best starter team on the game. So in goal we will be having a pretty used keeper in the past games, none other than Nick Pope. We know how good he was back in FIFA 21. He had this year, he was unbelievable. If we look at his stats, he has 82 diving, 83 shooting, 75 kicking, 86 reflexes and 84 positioning. I think in general 84 rated. I don't think he will be super expensive at the start. Usually a very good keeper, mainly because he's super tall, right? He's 199 centimeters tall, which is perfect for a keeper. Means he will be very good at defending likes of crosses and even corners. And in my opinion, I think he's always a decent keeper in the game, mainly because of his stats, but as I also said, because of his length that he's offering. So in general, a great keeper. Nick Pope will be my goalkeeper for the sheep starter team. For the right back spot, we will be having none other than Frimpong, who looks really good in my opinion actually. 94 pace, 75 passing, 84 dribbling, 74 defending and 70 physical. I was doubting to use him in the squad a bit first because I still think he will be expensive. He's arguably one of the better right backs on the game. So I was like, okay, should I have him in? Should I not have him in? I was like, okay, just add him in, because I think in general he will be used a lot, but also the fact that I don't think he will be super expensive. He has a great card, as I said, arguably one of the best right backs on the game. But in my opinion, I think he won't be like super expensive at the start. So Frimpong, very good right back. So for the first center back in the team, we will have a player that I don't think a lot of players know about. His name is Van de Ven. He has 85 pace, 79 defending and 80 physique. I think I just rather highlight these kind of stats. He's also 193 centimeters tall, which is perfect. And in general, I think a very good center back. He's playing for Spurs. He's Dutch, and overall he has the pace, he has the defending, he has the physique. I don't see him being bad on this game. I think he will be one of the sheep beasts, arguably one of the most used center backs at the start of the game. You will probably play him in the likes of division rivals or weekend league or whatever, because if you look at his stats, they are very good, and he's only 78 rated as well, so he will be packed a lot. And I don't think he will be super expensive, you know, when the first weekend league comes around. So he's my first center back in the squad. For the other center back, we have none other than Jurjen Timber, also Dutch, as Van de Ven, I think his name was. 78 pace, 80 defending, 80 physical, and also 76 dribbling, which is super nice because his agility is 73, which makes him a bit easier controlling. And if you've seen my videos before, I like center backs that are not really like super tall. Of course, you need them to be like, you could have played with a Van Dijk or Van de Ven, as I was talking about, but then you could, like in a midfield, you could have like a more taller center back and then pair him up with a shorter one. And this is like the perfect example, you know, because Timber is only 179, but that makes it easier for me to control him, I think. I think he will be more smooth in terms of defending, and the jockey will be pretty much easy to defend with. So in general, Timber links well with the team, of course, with Pope and Van de Ven as well, because he's playing for Arsenal now, right? So yeah, that's my second center back. So for my left back spot, we will be using none other than Raum. 88 pace, 77 passing, 77 dribbling, 70 defending and 78 physical. In general, I like to have wing backs with good passing and dribbling, because as I said previous about Timber, then it's actually a bit more, they're a bit more smooth on the ball when the dribbling are a bit higher. And also the fact that the passing is always good. I like to build up through my wing backs, so for me that's pretty important, and that's why I chose Raum. Also the fact that he's very quick. His defending maybe not the best, but his physical is also pretty decent, and he links with Frimpong perfect. So overall, I think a very good left back. I think he will be used not super much, mainly because he's playing in the Bundesliga, right? But yeah, overall, I think a good left back on this game. So yeah, that's my defensive line. Let me know in the comments as well, after the video is done, what you think about the team from 1 to 10 and the budget. So for the first center mid of this team, we will be using none other than arguably one of the most cheap beasts on the game, Ollelito. 78 pace, 71 shooting, 76 passing, 82 dribbling, 81 defending, and 88 physicality. I mean, 78 pace, good, 71 shooting, decent, 76 passing, pretty decent, and then dribbling, defending, physicality. I mean, this guy has everything. He can go forward, he can defend. I will still say he's probably will be a bit more like box to box, but I will still use him a bit more in the defensive kind of part of the pitch, mainly because his defending and physicality is like what stands out, I think, for me. Of course, he can still shoot, which is super important. But in general, I think Ollelito will be, as I said, one of the most used players at the start, mainly because if you look at his stats, he will be amazing. I'm just hoping for him to be really good in game, because I've seen a lot of players in the past years that had crazy stats, but then didn't really perform when it came into the game, right? So Ollelito, my first center midfielder for the team. For my second center midfielder, we will be playing with Xavi Simons, 79 rated overall, 87 pace, 73 shooting, 76 passing, 84 dribbling, and 74 physical. I talked about the center backs, pairing them up with like having a more taller one and a more shorter center back. With this one, I think Xavi Simons will be the guy who will be going forward a bit more than Ollelito. Of course, Ollelito can defend and go forward, but for me, Xavi Simons will be the more attacking midfielder out of these two. So that's why I chose him. He looks fantastic, and I really looking forward to playing with him. And I think I will actually use this team on my road to glory at the start. So yeah, team looks good for now. Now we're waiting for the 4 offensive players. So for the left wing position, we will be playing with a girl called Bernstein. She has 89 pace, 79 shooting, 71 passing, 86 dribbling, and 75 physical. 4-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot, which is not the best, unfortunately. But overall, I think she looks really good. For the wingers, you have the pace, which is, I think, the most important trait when it comes to that, and also the dribbling, which is really good. And then 75 physical is really decent. 162 centimeters is short. I usually say tall, but short, I would say, in this sequence. Not the tallest, but in general, I don't really feel like that's super important for a winger. 85 finishing on her as well, so looking forward to play with her, and hopefully she will be bursting down that left wing. For the right wing spot, we have Diaby, 84, now plays in the Prem for Aston Villa. 95 pace, 73 shooting, 75 passing, 87 dribbling, and 59 physicality. As I said, the wingers for me is the most important trait for them is to have the pace, which both of they have. They also have the dribbling, which is fantastic, and I think they will probably, both of them, be very smooth on the ball, mainly because they're pretty short. Diaby only 171 centimeters tall as well, so I'm hoping for these two wingers to just burst down the wing and then trying to feed the strikers. So we're jumping into the partnership of the strikers right now. For the first striker, we have none other than Adeyemi, who is now playing for Borussia Dortmund. 96 pace, 77 shooting, 71 passing, 81 dribbling, and 68 physique. Overall, he has the pace. You know, I'm guessing that this game will be used as a game where through balls are very important, and then I think Adeyemi will be fantastic. Of course, we gotta wait and see. He has 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot as well on him, 80 finishing, which is decent for a striker. So he's my first striker in the team, and I hope he can do well for us. But overall, I think he won't be super expensive, only 80 rated, and not really like fantastic in any trait besides pace, right? So hoping for Adeyemi to be really good in game at the start of the game. And for the last player on the team, we have a girl called Salma Parayueyu. 93 pace, 77 shooting, 71 passing, 80 dribbling, and 70 physical. I heard from one of my great friends in Javi and Edu that this girl used to do track and field, and she was really good at like 100 meters. So her pace looks fantastic, 93 pace, 80 finishing on her as well, which is really good, the same as Adeyemi. 88 agility, which is really good. I like that a lot. 82 jumping as well, which is decent. She is 174 centimeters tall, and in general, I mean, our front four looks very pacey. But one thing that I like about this kind of partnership up front is that both of them have the pace, but they also have the finishing, which is super important. I think that will be a key stat this year, especially at the start of the game. You want players that are good in finishing. Why? Mainly because you don't really know at the start of the game what's going to be good and what's going to be bad. Like, will it be better to shoot first post or far post? So good finishing will always help you with that. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this team. I like it a lot. Give it a 1 to 10 rating. I will give this team, in terms of the budget, because I don't think this team will be expensive, I will give it an 8.5. But let me know down in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video with someone else. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.